From the banks of the Ohio River, there's a look at what's now known as Paycor Stadium here in Cincinnati. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Throwing to start the drive. Hayes. He's got Allen. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Keenan Allen, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Bengals defense. They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
Across the formation, he's got a man. That's Allen. And he will go out right near the 35-yard line. That's good for a 1st down, his 2nd catch of the opening drive.
Every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know, as a defender, it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. This defense for the Bengals, they were terrific a week ago in that win over Detroit.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Second and 9 now. That's swung out wide to Harris. A nice move he had, but can't break away. And he's brought down just inside the 30.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward.
And this one nearly intercepted. That one might need to go back to the drawing board. Almost a disaster. And it winds up just an incomplete pass, though. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. And he missed it. It's no good. And this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
Now Burrow. This one complete to Yoshibas. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Now it's Burrow. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Rasul Douglas picks it. And the Steelers will take over possession here up at the 44. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. They'll roll him out right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete. George Pickens, the intended target, and it's second down. You talk about this Bengals defense. They were terrific a week ago in the win over the Lions.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass. You know, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. Steps away to his left. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He gets it complete to Harris. Room to maneuver at the 35. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for 14 yards and a Steeler first.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out in the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Off the play fake. Hayes sliding out of the pocket. He finds his... And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this is going to kick out of bounds. Boy, a fortunate bounce or two there. They'll keep possession back inside the 10-yard line. Thankfully for the offense, a fortuitous bounce there on the fumble goes out of bounds because they're down here in the red zone. You don't want to lose one there.
You don't want to lose one, and the best part, because it went out of bounds, they retain possession, still have an opportunity to put points on the board.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. A turnover's obviously, Charles, always costly, but man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
That one out wide and intercepted. Picked off by Joey Porter Jr. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown. Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. The Bengals drive about to get going. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Now a second and 10. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. Over the middle, complete. It's Burton. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 13 yards on his first catch. It's a first down as well. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's second and 20. Now it's Burrow. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. A gain of 37. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
The Bengals at a very solid 4-1 here in the early part of the year. They've been playing their best football of the year, winners of 4 in a row.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
It's the first time that they've looked his way tonight, and he comes up with a first down on the play. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Cincinnati. It's the Bengals with the football here, as they've got it facing a 2nd and long situation.
On 1, ready? Here we go.
Burrow looking to pass. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked off by Patrick Queen. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
And this throw will be intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for Bengals TD.
Well, turnabout is fair play, I guess. They had a pick 6 against them earlier, and now this defense, Charles, they get a pick 6 of their own.
And for a moment, let's just set aside how it impacts the scoreboard, because how about the response? One defense gets the pick 6, the other comes back and matches it. These are 2 defenses that are planning on winning the game for their teams themselves.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted.
Picked by Logan Wilson.
And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think. And this is taken in at the 5. And all the way in for Cincinnati score.
Quez Watkins.
His first touchdown on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead.
McPherson on for the point after.
And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Second and 10.
Off play action. Hayes. And he'll be taken down by the Bengal pressure.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
And that's their first sack of this game. But how about last week? 6 sacks. Great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Continued struggles here in the second quarter, and to me, you can pin a lot of them on an inability to convert third downs. Add that most recent incompletion to the list of examples.
The Steelers send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it. And they're going to fake it from deep in their own territory. Oh, but this is going to backfire as it's intercepted.
It's DJ Turner who's got it.
The Bengals take over first and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got it.
And he'll get about 6 here before he is taken down rather rudely and abruptly.
A 6-yard pickup brings up second and 4 at the Steelers' 18-yard line.
Here now, second and 4.
Here we go. 11 MT. 12.
Here's Burrow.
That one caught by all, the tight end. And the Bengals are going to be set up with a first and goal here as the tackle made at the 9. And we got a pause following the play because it appears a member of the Bengals in some discomfort. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
1-1, ready?
4 minutes to play here in quarter number 2.
Here we go.
Throw right side into the hands of the tight end, Sample. They'll get only 2 there, and it's second and goal. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muscle his way open and catch the ball.
The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on second and goal. Shotgun handoff to Brown here. They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4 on a gain of 4. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on third, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that second down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Brown. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line.
Oh, my, that's a heck of a tackle right there on third down because they had to swing it out to the back and hope that he could make a play. But let's face it, in order for him to be there and be in that position, in order to make that play, he had to read his keys and not be fooled. Excellent job in the open field.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. From a yard out.
And the Bengals' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And it's now 21-7.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the play. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers.
Najee Harris, his second touchdown on the season. And the Steelers are back within a score.
Boswell good with the extra point. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're starting to pull away with this one. Early on that first quarter, they didn't look so great offensively. What has changed?
Sometimes it's just a matter of doing what you plan to do better. Sometimes you just put that all together and you execute. Other times it's just a simple adjustment in your game plan, finding a spot that maybe was a little weaker than maybe you thought, and going to that. So many different things, so many different ways, but right now, you got to like what they're doing. They have put distance between themselves and their opponent.
Looking to add on here in the second quarter.
Burrow will throw. Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. And he will be taken down, but a big play there as it comes just as we reach the 2-minute warning.
On one, ready? Here we go, here we go.
Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. Well, CD, you know, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
Well, someone is certainly having a big game, and while that sack doesn't call out the splash of his pick six from earlier, you know he's thrilled to be making big plays during a great individual effort today.
Harris running straight ahead. Fighting to get back to the goal line. I don't think he got there. He did not get back there. It's a safety.
I have to think the sooner halftime can get here for them, the better, because that first half has been rough. And that safety, it only adds to their issues. The other sideline, though, I think they're fine if we just skip the break and keep playing.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone, because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
They're passing here. Joe Burrow.
Wide open is Watkins. He's got it.
He's to the 15.
And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Quez Watkins with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game.
And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. McPherson now for the extra point.
And that will make this a 16-point lead.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Hayes. And in for the Steelers touchdown.
George Pickens in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half.
Terrific. Touchdown. I know we've got a game now.
Yeah, I think anytime you go into the second half down just 1 or 2 scores, you feel not where you want to be, but in a pretty good spot.
And I think for most teams, when they go into the half in this situation, it's not a lot of adjusting going on. It's much more, all right, guys, let's just play a little bit.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
It's interesting that when it comes to 2-point conversions, even heavy run teams tend to throw the ball in these situations. In this case, this one was intercepted.
Yeah, they weren't fooled. They were ready for the pass, picked it off. Oh, a good-looking return set up here.
And he'll weave all the way up to just a few yards shy of midfield. A great return.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Here we go.
They defer to Brown to start the drive. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Steelers 20.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive.
As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well. And most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went to the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And
near midfield at the 49. Burrow on his toes that time as they get the first down. This is Brown going up the middle, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. He'll have to deal with a 2nd and 14 now after the loss.
Here we go, here we go.
They'll look to throw here.
He's going to have the hook up here to Chase.
And he'll be down at the 46. So they go from 146 to the other on a pickup of 8.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 35. 11 yards there as they connect on the quick slant.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Brown.
And he'll be taken down at the 34.
Linebacker Patrick Queen bringing him down. From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 9.
Looking to throw.
A short throw there, pulled in by all.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. So it's 3rd and 6, and this will be the 8th play of the drive.
Here we go.
They'll set up to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown.
Quez Watkins,
31 yards.
and the Bengals are able to add on to that lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Throwing to start the drive. Hayes.
And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how it... adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Third quarter on a Monday night with a 2nd and 10 coming up.
Operating from the gun. Hayes. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And for the fourth time tonight, it's an interception. And they finally put it into this return, but not before he's all the way down to the 37. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game, go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity.
Now 2nd and 5.
From the shotgun, it's Burrow. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A gain there of 21 yards.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They'll give this up the middle to Brown. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Right back to Brown. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Here we go.
They'll try and throw forward with Burrow. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Quez Watkins, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Bengals will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5. And McPherson on for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Finding Pickens for another catch. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Operating from the gun, Hayes. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Off the play fake. Hayes. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
It's never going to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big sack, it could push you out of range, and that's why defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation. They're almost conceding the 3 points. They want to push you back and try and take you out of that.
Off the bootleg. Hayes. And oh my goodness, here's a 5th interception.
Picked by Logan Wilson. And the Bengals are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Well, this is one heck of an individual performance we're witnessing. That is now his 3rd interception. And keep in mind, folks, this isn't a safety or a cornerback.